case. That prosecutor dismissed the theft case before it was sent forward. They dropped the theft charge because there is insufficient evidence on the theft charge. So anybody who comes out here and says that the Philippines is unfair is absolutely lying, because you see, they absolutely consider everything carefully. And they said, look, we're not going to bring theft. We're going to go ahead on unjust taxation. Vitaly's lawyers tried to settle with the 3 security guards. They tried to pay out the security guards, trying to say, hey, I'm just going to buy these people out. John Vic Remula saying in the statement, it's a good thing the 3 security guards are strong and did not give in. According to the resolution of the prosecutor's office, there is sufficient evidence to make a reasonable certainty of conviction, which means he's done.
Brace yourself for this one. Vitaly's entire situation just flipped. Again. 1 minute it looked like he might skate by. The next, deportation was back on the table. But now things took a twisted new turn that no one saw coming. After weeks of backlash and questions aimed at the Philippines for keeping him around, it turns out they've made a final decision. Vitaly is getting deported. Doesn't matter if he's Russian or American, the Philippines wants him gone. Here's where the real chaos starts. Officers stepped in with bold statements saying Vitaly broke their laws and would face punishment on Filipino soil. They made it clear, this isn't a free pass. He committed crimes in their country, and he'll answer for them there. But don't get it twisted. The justice system in the Philippines, it's a whole different beast. Corruption runs deep. If you've got money, you've got power. And Vitaly knows that too well. But then everything changed. What Vitaly did barely scratches the surface compared to what local criminals get away with 0 consequences. His real mistake, being famous. His name caught fire online, and suddenly YouTubers, press outlets, and government officials all jumped on the story. That spotlight, it burned him.
Russia has officially disowned Vitaly. That's right. They want nothing to do with his shenanigans. He is locked up and facing 2 to 3 years even before he hits his trial, and then several years in jail. No country is going to come out there and save him.
Jurisdiction.
He broke our laws.
Okay.
He broke our laws. He broke Philippine laws here in our country. So he has to stand trial here.
The Filipino government saw an opportunity and ran with it. This wasn't about justice, it was about image. Now here's where it gets insane. Even the president of the Philippines, Bongbong Marcos, responded to the situation. And once it reached the country's highest office, Vitaly's fate was sealed. You mess with public order and get the president's attention, you're done. That's exactly what happened. And now Vitaly is learning the hard way, and when a government wants to make an example out of you, they don't play around. But things were about to explode. After the president reacted, law enforcement cranked everything up. Vitaly was dragged into a full-blown press conference, and he still didn't get it. Even then, he acted like the Philippines was just another place he could walk all over, like no one could touch him. But this time, he messed with the wrong country. Just wait until you hear this part. Vitaly really believed he was untouchable. With a Russian passport in one hand and a US green card in the other, he thought no country could actually keep him locked up. He bragged like he had 2 global hall passes and that no one could touch him. But that fantasy, it's crashing down fast.
Who was just recently arrested in the Philippines back in April. He was arrested for unjust vexation, where he was pretty much harassing the locals. He committed theft and basically was just doing all of this for views at the expense of the people who live there. Now I guess we're hearing from a number of sources that he was granted his bail, but then I guess the Philippines had pulled an Uno reverse card on him as, I guess, a prank to get back at him, which I had heard, and then he just got sent back to jail. Apparently his mother had also come to the country to try and bail him out, but then I guess it was said that for some reason she had just ended up leaving. Now his mother is in some pretty hot water because people are accusing her of, I guess, does she even care about her son, or does she just care about his wealth?
It spirals from here. This man has been arrested in multiple countries: Brazil, Russia, America, and even Egypt. His words, not ours. He said Egypt was the worst. 5 days behind bars. And guess what he did after? Bragged about it, not just in podcasts, but in full YouTube interviews. Each time he got deported, he turned it into a victory lap, and fans fell for it. Now here's where it gets insane. Instead of being treated like a criminal, he got treated like a content king. YouTubers covered him. Commentators hyped him up. Vitaly wasn't seen as a nuisance, and he was called fearless. Every time he stepped out of a jail cell, it was like opening night for a new show. He'd drop a video with some clickbait title as how I got arrested in insert country, and it would blow up overnight. But this next twist, game-changing.
What Russian government is seeking for is to get a valuable person, which Vitaly is. I mean, he's a public figure, right? Public figures are always valuable people because they have following base, they have connections with certain individuals overseas. So he's a valuable figure. That's why Russian diplomats stay in touch with the Philippine government to get him out of the prison. There might be Filipino prisoners that are currently imprisoned in Russia and might be valuable for Filipino government. So they can do the trade. They can exchange from one prison to another. Therefore, Vitaly will go back to Russia, and somebody from Russian prison who is a citizen of Philippines will go to Philippines, including Nov boys, because what's that guy named Aden Ross, I believe, who are in touch with Donald Trump. These people are valuable, obviously. If you're in a shithole like Vitaly, you're gonna be doing everything you can, and I'm pretty sure she's done already. They're seeking to get him out of the prison because he has a Russian citizenship. He's technically a Russian citizen. However, he hasn't lived there in many years. He never paid taxes there. He just traveled there, stayed in touch with certain YouTubers, had some certain connections, but he still has a Russian citizenship. And on top of that, he's a green card holder. I don't think he has a citizenship yet in the United States, but most of his life he lived in the States. So this is like a structure of the Russian government, especially during these times when there's a war in Ukraine.
Vitaly himself admitted it. These stunts made him millions of views, and views mean money. Big money. He said it straight. Going to jail was part of the plan. He didn't fear it. He fed off it. Jail wasn't punishment. It was content. Chaos brought him clout, and people kept watching. The real chaos starts here. He even joked on camera saying he's ready to go to jail again, that he's been tightening up for it. That's not a confession. That's a business model. He knew controversy equals clicks. And every time someone covered him, his videos spiked. He didn't care if it was criminal, as long as the thumbnail slapped, Vitaly was cashing in, and then total chaos. This isn't just bad behavior, it's a full-blown strategy. Jail becomes content, arrest becomes PR, and YouTube becomes the cash machine that keeps it all running. That's how he plays the game. But this time, the game's turning on him.
She, I guess, then tried to prove that she's not out for his wealth because she apparently ended up selling their $1 million home in attempts to get the money to bail him out. Now, I haven't done that much research on his mother because, to be quite honest, I don't think she was even really that well known until he got arrested. But there's just this weird feeling that I get to where it's almost like she's been an enabler of his actions for years, and that's also why many people are also seeing her as the villain in this situation too. In the case of Vitaly, I think once he finally gained popularity off of YouTube from his prank videos, that's what really fueled his ego, and he started making all of this money from it. And really, if you think about it, I mean, really to blame too is, his followers for pretty much enabling this type of behavior from him too. I mean, not just them. I mean, it's him. It's his choices at the end of the day that he makes too. But it's just these people that for some reason enjoy seeing the type of content he makes where he harasses people. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a part of that and you're for that, I personally just think you need some help. Also, in my previous videos, I didn't really talk much about Vitaly's cameraman. I believe his name is...
The drama only gets deeper. For a moment, it looked like Vitaly might finally walk free. He was moved from hard prison into the Bureau of Immigration facility. Cleaner, safer, quieter, and then came a twist. News broke that the Philippines was ready to deport him. But there was a huge problem. No country wants him. Not one. He needs to choose where he'll be sent. But Russia and America both slammed the door shut. And then came the bombshell. Russia, his supposed homeland, officially disowned him. That's right. They want nothing to do with Vitaly or the chaos he creates. And the US? Not a chance. They're not touching him either. So now he sits in limbo, trapped, locked up, facing 2 to 3 years in prison before trial even starts. This isn't a delay, this is a sentence. And no government is stepping in to save him. It spirals from here.
To explain real quick, whenever you have nuisance streamers, whenever you have these content creators, the IRL streamers, they are capturing many other people. other than themselves in these videos, including vulnerable people, children, disabled people, elderly, people that they have absolutely zero permission or consent to record, and they're using him for clout, for profit, and even to mock those people that really can't defend themselves.
Said on Wednesday that Vitaly was moved to this new facility on June 11th, where he will remain until the resolution of the case filed against him. He will be returned to immigration custody afterwards to face deportation proceedings. Hold a trial if he should be deported. I mean, I think he wants to be deported. Everybody agrees. Probably. We don't need a trial.
Well, I guess they wouldn't have tried to deport him there if he didn't. And then I guess he has a green card in America, which is wild that this guy has a green card and undocumented people getting rounded up by ICE have to leave the country.
True.
Oh my God.
Look at how tiny he is.
He's definitely lost some bulk.
He's a petite little guy now.
Desperate and cornered, Vitaly and his mom began looking for small, poor countries, the kind of places where you can buy citizenship like it's a plane ticket. They were trying to pull together money fast, but it was too late. His empire of clicks and controversy collapsed. The brand deals dried up. The YouTube views flatlined. The legal fees stacked high, and suddenly they were almost broke. This next part, straight up wild. Just when they thought things couldn't get worse, they did. Vitaly's mom got scammed out of a huge sum of crypto. She thought she was paying a lawyer to help get her son released, but the wallet address? Fake. The deal? A trap. And the money? Gone in seconds. She even shared a video online crying, begging for help. But no one answered. No lawyers, no officials, just silence.
Allowing someone off on good conduct, whatever else it is, he's not facing that long of a time behind bars as is. So I don't imagine that his time behind bars is going to be that long period, because with just unjust vexation, it's not a lot of time behind bars. Whereas if they do add other charges or add something more severe, then yes, there might be the ability to keep him for a longer period of time.
Is Vitaly finally getting free, or is he still stuck behind bars? That's the question circling all over social media as videos pop up showing Vitaly allegedly walking out of custody. But is he really free? Or are people jumping to conclusions? In early April 2025, Vitaly found himself in serious trouble after live streaming a chaotic day in Manila. What started as a prank-filled stream quickly escalated into real legal danger. Vitaly was seen harassing security guards, trying to take a tricycle, threatening bystanders, and even mocking the Philippine police. The entire ordeal was broadcast live to his audience. This wasn't just a joke gone too far. He crossed legal lines in a foreign country. Fast forward to mid-June. News broke that Vitaly had posted bail on some of the charges. That's where the confusion began. People started uploading videos saying he's finally free. But the truth is more complicated. He's far from free. So no, Vitaly isn't free. At least not yet.
Steve, we did the right thing. Go back to them. Look, he's turning himself in. What a great gentleman.
Now here's where the truth hits hard. That crypto payment may have been their last shot. In the Philippines, if you want protection, from guards, from legal attacks, from prisoners, it costs money. Vitaly doesn't have it anymore. And the second that money dries up, so does the safety. He's now one step away from being sent back to the same violent prison, this time without guards watching his back. It turns darker from here. Inside that prison are men who know what he did. Men who feel he disrespected their country. And if the protection fades, he won't make it out the same way he came in. He's no longer the loud, cocky showman. He's shrunken, his face unrecognizable, his body frail, his attitude gone. He's not filming this one, he's living it, and it's a nightmare. This is where it all falls apart. No lawyers, no cash, no deals left to make. The clout that once made him millions is now the same thing putting a target on his back. This time, Vitaly ran out of exits. The very fame that gave him power is now what's destroying him. They tried to bury someone else, but ended up destroying themselves.